Sister. By now, I am sure that everyone and their moms and dads, great-granddads, great-grandmoms have seen this film titled Sista. That is why I'm excited to talk about it. So now, because I'm sure you've seen it, at least 90% of you have seen it, we can rub minds about it. And if you haven't seen it, I'm sure you will decide to go see it by the end of this video. Okay? All right, let's talk about it. Sista is a brand new Nollywood film written, produced, and directed by the one and only Biodun Steven. First of all, when you hear Biodun Steven's name, when it comes to films, you know you are going to have an experience. You know you are going to have an encounter. Biodun Steven has solidified herself, or Auntie V, as I like to call her, has solidified herself as that filmmaker that's very intentional, very deliberate about the type of stories that she tells. She leaves you with something. She wants you to finish watching the film and take something away. A part of the film stays with you, whether for good or almost always for good anyway, as far as I can remember. But yeah, that is the Biodun Steven for you, and Sista was not an exception. This movie, Sista, stars Kehinde Bankole, you have Deyemi Okanlawon and Bisola Ahiola, and then it also features Chimeze Imo, you have Ade herself, and you have Tokbe Olowoniyan in the film as well. Sista tells the story of this young woman, popularly known as Sista, who is a single mom. It tells the story of her journey to single momhood, what happened with the father of the kids, not just one child, but two child for the same man, why he left, how he left, and what happened when he eventually returned into their lives. Now, Sista is a story and performance-based film. That's pretty much what it is. I'm not saying the production wasn't good. The production was good. The sound was good. The set design was good. The costumes were beautiful. Very African, lots of Ankara imprints, the design going on, and that was good. All of those things were good. But those are not the things that are going to keep you watching this film. Two things that will keep you watching: the story and the performances in the film. Okay? Everything else was good. Now, let's talk about the performances. Let us start with one of the most brilliant performances I've seen in recent times, and it was by Kehinde Bankole. I've always known Kehinde Bankole to be a fantastic actress. Yes, I've always celebrated her. But seeing her play the role of Sista in Sista was incredible. It was beautiful to watch. Kehinde did something exceptional with this character, and I'm a fan of when you are able to do so much without doing too much. As Yorubas, I wanted to say as Yoruba people and as Yorubas, as Yorubas, we can be very dramatic and very expressive, as I'm sure you might have noticed in some of my reviews. So naturally, it is very easy for Yoruba people to exaggerate, to go over the top, right? But Kehinde did something special with this character in that she was able to convey the joys and pains and hurt and heartbreak of this character without being theatrical about it, without being exaggerated about it, without going into excess, without being over the top. She was able to sprinkle a little bit of salt, a little bit of Maggi, some onions in there, and just serve a well-cooked meal that's just absolutely delicious. I don't know how I always end up attributing my reviews to food. Maybe because I like food. But anyway, she did something exceptional with this film, and I see the awards coming for her, for this character. She did brilliantly. Likewise, talk about Olowoniyan. Her character was another one I actually quite enjoyed, in this film, considering that she was support to support. It wasn't like a character. A character was a support to the lead, but she played the character so well. It was believable. It was a northern woman, that was giving jobs to Sista, giving cleaning jobs to Sista, but her enunciation of a speech, when she spoke with the northern, I'm not northern, so I don't know if it was great or not, but it sounded good to me. I think she did a great job with it. I really enjoyed that character. There was a courage she gave that character that was it was soothing. It was a warming character to see. I quite enjoyed her. Bisola, again, fantastic actress. We already know that. She did well. I'll talk more about the character in depth later, but did Bisola do good with the character? Yes, I think Bisola did a great job. Deyemi Okanlawon is... It did good with the character, but because that character was just so very much unlikable, every time he came on screen, I just did not like him. It was one of those characters that I'm just like, why? Just your appearance alone was, I guess that goes to show how well Deyemi played that character, right? So why I say this film, Sista, was heavy on performance was because it was telling Sista's story. So Sista, played by Kehinde Bankole, needed to be that character that we loved, felt sorry for, connected with, related with, and much more. And Kehinde Bankole was able to do all of that with that character, of course, with the support of the other actors as well, but she was able to just bring that character to life and hook us in, and keep us watching till the end of the film. Shout out to Chimeze Imo and Ade herself. Chimeze played younger Deyemi, which I thought was actually very good casting as well. I love Chimeze; he's a brilliant actor. And Ade herself, this is probably my second time. I think the first time I saw her was in a Yoruba film. I think one of Toyin Abraham's films. But this is my second time seeing her in a movie, and I think she did a very good job playing younger Kehinde Bankole as well. Who else was the film? The two kids, the boy and the girl. I think they did a good job. I didn't quite like them, the characters, not the actors. The actors, I think, did a good job. I think they were okay. Is there room for growth? Absolutely. But the characters of the kids, I did not like them at all. Let's talk about the story. Story was interesting. It was interesting. It was frustrating. It was heartbreaking. Did I shed tears? Yes. But the part of the story that really got to me and that left me feeling very frustrated, and livid. But I was livid, actually. I watched it at night and I was livid. I chatted my friend up about it and I was like, what the heck? Was that this guy, Folarin, had zero consequences for his actions. It was as if we were watching Sista in Folarin's world, because everyone was trying to make Folarin feel good. Well, maybe not trying to make him feel good, but accommodating him. Even his wife. This is his wife of 12 years. You show up after 12 years of marriage. You show up. And you're saying, oh, by the way, before I met you, I had 2 kids that I left behind. And I'm not getting anger. I'm not getting frustration. I'm still getting, that character. And I know it's not everybody that's very expressive. There are actors, not actors, rather. There are people in this life that are not like all that dramatic and whatnot. However, there is no way your husband of 12 years shows up, not one, and says he has not one, but 2 kids, and you don't loud it, for him. You don't lose it for him. Even when you eventually have that whole argument, very calm argument it's not even an argument where you express your frustration with him, you still end up consoling him. Are you mad? Not you, the woman, but the guy, the man, talking about it again is leaving me so frustrated. I just couldn't get it. I didn't get the wife. I didn't get the wife's reactions. I didn't get it. Everyone, it was as if Folarin it wasn't just as if, that was really what it was. Folarin, the guy, had zero consequences for his actions. There was no repercussion, nothing. Even the tears, that even when he finally went to apologize, the apology wasn't genuine. Let me talk about the kids as well. People were talking about, oh, the children, they are not children. That boy is a 21-year-old university student. That's not a child. That's not a child. That's a full-grown adult. Same thing with the girl as well. And for you to open your mouth and say to your mother, whom you watched 21 years, raised you by herself. You watched her raise you, and then you open your mouth to baga. And you say to her, you are younger than him, but you look older than him. And that mom did not slap you. I don't care how much you love your kids. There are some things that should never come out of the mouth of your kids. There are some things that I would never say to my mom. It could possible. To my mother, to my father. It's not possible. But you open your mouth and you say that to her. And then she doesn't even, like, I was expecting a resounding slap, a dirty one, and then a backhand was what I was expecting in that scene. But no, nothing. Folari just waltzed in. It just came back, a little tear here, a little sorry there. And before we know, they are packing their bags and they're going to the UK. Why? What if he came back broke? What if he came back dying? What if he came back and he's terribly ill, in need of money? He didn't even go searching for these kids. It wasn't like he went looking for them. He forgot all about them. And he didn't even recognize the woman when he saw her the first time. So I felt very, very, very unsatisfied with the way Auntie B told that story. She didn't give Folari any consequences. There were no consequences for his action. It was just like, oh, all those years, they are forgotten. And now that I'm back and I'm going to throw some money around, I'm going to take you to the UK. Okay, let's go. No. You cannot tell, or you shouldn't tell a storyteller how to tell their stories. I understand that. However, I just feel like for such an action so grave as what Folari did, there should have been equally grave consequences, either from the side of the parents, of the kids, rather, either from the side of Sista, either from somewhere. There should have been consequences for his actions. And the fact that everyone else was just cuddling him and babying him and listening to his filthy excuses was even much more annoying and much more frustrating. So you would feel the pain of Sista, but you're not going to feel the satisfaction that you desire, because there are no consequences in this film. That's how I feel. Should you see it? Absolutely, you should see it. It's a beautiful film. You will enjoy it. Okay? And if you have seen it, what do you think? Let's talk in the comment section. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. I can't wait to see you again very, very soon. I pray God blesses you. Remain in God and God bless you. Mwah. Bye.